What is up, guys? It's Shazzy from Shazad Tech, back with another video. I apologize for the lengthy absence, but hopefully I'll be able to actually publish this video instead of just putting it off and then putting it on the back burner for God knows how long. And then basically the entire video gets irrelevant. But anyway, before we get into that stage of video production, if you will, let's talk about these guys. So yes, I did order the 13 Pro Max. If you're one of my friends and you probably watch my Instagram live stream, I'll link my Instagram in the description below. But essentially, I bought the 13 Pro Max. I sold the 12 Pro Max that I had from last year. Never uploaded an unboxing video for that, unfortunately. Damn it. Anyway, also, by the way, if you are noticing some noise from outside, I apologize. I don't really have anywhere nice and clean to film, so I'm basically filming right on my balcony. So if you do hear some cars whizzing by, maybe some shouting here or there, just kind of try to ignore it. Once again, I apologize for that. But anyway, with that said, let's begin. So instead of going to an Apple store on launch day and figuring out what case to buy, essentially what I did was I kind of did something possibly a little bit stupid financially speaking, but I mean realistically it's not going to be affecting me since I'm only going to be keeping one of these guys. So anyway, I bought 3 of these. These are the cases I like the most from Apple. I usually get the Apple branded cases for my flagship iPhones, except for the SE where I just got like some cheap Amazon case from Spigen. But enough dilly-dallying, let's dive into the color, shall we? So the first color on left, or going from left to right, will be the silicone case. Let's start off with that. This one is the iPhone 13 Pro Max silicone case in the blue jay color. Shout out to all my Toronto folks, but I think this is definitely a color you'd want to rock if you're a Blue Jays fan. Wink wink. But I will say though that this color does look nice, but again, what's on the cardboard versus what's actually in your hand definitely varies. So I'm gonna keep this one aside, but I definitely do like the color just by looking at the box. But here's the thing, I will discuss as to why I don't get silicone cases later on. But pretty much for all my iPhones, I've always gotten the leather cases, except for the iPhone 7, but every other iPhone after that, they've all been leather cases. And again, this one is the leather case in Midnight. And then we finally have the golden brown. Now, previously Apple used to call this something like salad brown, whatever. Now this year it's called golden brown. Honestly, I feel like it's a lighter shade of the typical saddle brown. There we go. And anyway, god damn it, salad. I already just ate. Anyway, with the golden brown case, I definitely do. I think it's the traditional type of case. I feel like the 2 leather cases I got are fairly traditional. I'm not happy with the color scheme that Apple went with the leather cases this year, which is why I kind of chose the silicone case, just to debate whether or not I should switch back to silicone this year or go with leather. So without further ado, let me go ahead and open up the iPhone cases, starting off with the silicone case. Okay, well, this doesn't really offer that much satisfaction. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and take this out. I'm actually liking this. Now again, I don't like the way these wear over time compared to the leather cases, but this does look good. I'm not gonna take it out because it's actually facing right in front of me, which I really like. So I'm gonna leave this over here on top of the case, or sorry, on top of the boxes, on top of the case's box. There we go. God damn it. Learn how to English, damn it. Anyway, okay, so this is weird. So the leather cases don't actually have a seal on them. I don't know why this is, but I think we could just kind of slide this one out.
A few moments later.
Come on. Okay, there we go. So we have the leather case, and this one doesn't have like a like. You'll notice this one doesn't have a tray. You'll know what I'm talking about. Like this thing over here. This thing, it has like a little tray in the bottom, so that's what this looks like when you're unboxing it. But other than that, let me unbox the saddle brown case, and let's just dive into why I decided to get these 3 colors to sort of just kind of debate which one to get overall. So yeah, here we go. So here are the cases. So again, you have Blue Jay, Midnight, and Golden Brown. So let's start off with the silicone case. So you'll notice that the MagSafe ring, last year, I don't remember if it's exactly the case, but I think the MagSafe ring on the other one was kind of more of like like a clear tape sort of design versus this, which blends in with the felt inside the case. So again, you got the MagSafe thingamabob over here. Now again, to the side, or with the sides, here's my problem with something like this, with the silicone cases to be specific. The buttons are not super clicky. Now, again, it seems fine. They seem rigid enough compared to last year's cases or previous year's cases, let's be honest. Again, this looks fairly decent. Tell me guys in the comments below what you guys think of the silicone cases. Are you team silicone, team leather? Let me know. Again, you got the power sleep wake button. Anyway, you have the volume up and down buttons alongside with the little cutout for the sleep wake button. Anyway, with that said, you have the speaker grills, the lightning cutout, and the microphone cutout right over here. But the great thing I like about the 12 case, I think even the 11 did this, correct me if I'm wrong. No, wait, the 11 was the curved one, never mind. So the 12 and above, I really do like the fact that because the edges are squared off, they can basically cover the grills, I guess, providing some coverage on this side as well, which is really nice, really good. The only thing though is that this thing over here, I like that most case manufacturers are doing this now, which is basically making a larger hole for where the lightning port is, just so that if you're using like a really thick ass cable or something like that, it's not going to be a problem. But that's pretty much it overall. Again, you have the Apple logo over here. It's not embossed. It just looks more like a sticker or something that probably might be burned in or something. Jesus, I can't speak. Anyway, you have the rim for the camera cutout, which is made from plastic. So this is all silicone here, felt here, and just a tiny bit of plastic. There we go. If we look in the inside, you also have some felt lining over by the buttons to keep them nice and shiny, which is really nice. And then also the final thing I'll point out for the characteristic of this case, basically you have a lip going around the entirety of the front end of the case, and that's basically to give it some drop protection, but it's not going to be a whole lot of drop protection. And listen, the only case I would recommend for drop protection, to be honest with you, is an OtterBox. These, although Apple claims that these can withstand a meter's worth of a drop, I'm not going to bet my money on it. Listen, if my phone gets dropped, I have Apple Care for that, so whatever. But if you're like, oh, why don't you just go caseless if you have Apple Care? And the answer is, I like to keep my phones in mint condition throughout the year before I have to sell them. And because I don't end up using the Apple Care at all, I end up getting a little bit of a kickback, I guess, from Apple by getting a higher... Anyway, what I noticed is that the cases overall, they offer a little bit of extra grip. They keep the phone nice and pristine. Overall, they just seem to be a really, really solid investment. I don't think like for the average consumer that doesn't really care for the Apple branded cases, I don't think these are like that revolutionary. But I mean, if you want something with the official Apple logo on there, officially made by Apple, sold by Apple, I think this is the way to go. But I'm gonna put that aside. I'm gonna stop talking here about the silicone case. Now let's get on to the rubber case, and now let's go on to the silicone cases. So anyway, I'm gonna peel this only to find that we have more stuff in here, and holy crap, this actually looks super clean. Now the thing is that again, the leather is pretty much the same as last year. Now I know in previous years the leather texture has changed quite considerably, but it's not that big of a deal in my opinion. Now again, as you can see, you have the MagSafe, a thingamabob over here. I don't want to call it like an indicator or something, or I think it's just basically the MagSafe ring that's over here. Anyway, you have again, felt in the inside. I also forgot to mention this with the silicone casing, but they both have iPhone branding, but unfortunately there's some regulatory zeal, if you will, on the bottom, basically, I guess telling you about recycling or something. I really don't know. But with that said, again, the back made out of leather. Again, it feels super nice and supple, but at the same time, I feel like this case, if you want to make a statement, it's it's not there for that, you know what I mean? This particular color, I feel like is very muted, and once it starts to like rub off a little bit, I'm like, again, it's not gonna look as nice as something like this guy over here. But with that said, again, same design. Now, what you'll notice here is that even though they both have similar design characteristics, the silicone cases actually have holes for the speaker grills and mic grills, versus the leather cases, which just have like one little pill-shaped hole for the speaker and one pill-shaped hole for the mic, alongside with one pill-shaped hole for the lightning port. God damn, that's a lot of pill-shaped holes. Anyway, what that said, this is the main reason. I know this is super particular, but I really do like the clickability. Yeah, we're you know what, we're gonna use that word, clickability, with these buttons. Now again, I don't have the 13 Pro Max on me, so I can't really actually give you an idea of how these would click. But rest assured, if you've ever owned a leather case in the past, especially from Apple, these are really good in terms of tactile feedback. But I'm going to set this color down for a sec. Again, it seems very muted, in my opinion. Like, it's very stealthy. I don't know how it's going to wear, because usually when I buy cases, I like to see how they'll wear over time in my head before actually purchasing them. But then finally, we have the golden brown case. Again, I'm not going to go through the same thing as I did with the silicone cases, but again, same thing as all the cases with the branding, the MagSafe, the felt, lining, and overall, I'm going to say this, but I'm really still going to probably choose leather. I know it's only a $10 difference, but compared to the silicone cases where this thing will wear, it will guaranteed wear absolutely horribly. Yeah, I'll save the 10 bucks, but it's really not going to be effective with this whatsoever. Again, I'm not sure how Apple Care works with these, like in terms of like the limited 1-year warranty, but I'm pretty sure if the case starts to wear out a little bit, you can probably get a new one. Apparently, like, here's the thing, when I ask employees at the Apple Store about this, I always get mixed answers from them, so I don't know. Maybe I should go with silicone and then basically swap out my case half year or halfway through the year through the Apple Care warranty system, or go with the leather and just kind of appreciate the wear that this guy gives. Now again, I'm really torn, but you know what, I'm gonna be very honest, I don't like the golden brown, considering that I never really liked the saddle brown cases in the first place. So I guess if I had to choose down between these two, I really do not know. So again, the leather case I can just keep for an entire year, and then it'll basically wear pretty nicely through the 1-year mark, versus with the silicone case, I might have to get this guy swapped out within the first year. So again, I'm really having a hard time deciding, but if I had to make a choice, like down to the nitty-gritty, I think these buttons, again, just give a much more premium feel, and for $10 more, I don't see why it's not a bad idea to get something like this. Versus with this seems a lot better overall. If you're looking for something that's a lot more grippy, you don't really care about the metal buttons or whatever, but again, that's where I'm having a little bit of a dilemma. Do I get this and miss out on the tactile buttons, or do I get this and at least get some gripability back? I really don't know. I think what I need to decide is between these two. And honestly, I'm very disappointed with the lack of color options with the leather cases this year. But the silicone case, again, it's very appealing, but at the same time, I know, like, once, especially living in a brown household where you're dealing with a lot of oil and just like grease overall with our hands, especially after eating, and pretty much every person that was born probably in the late 90s or after 2000 basically uses their phone while eating, or not even that, pretty much any person that's at least a millennial, you know what I mean? Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is, if I'm eating something and I'm using this thing is gonna get hella greasy. There's gonna be some nastiness overall, but you know what, at the end of the day, after all of my yapping, I'm probably going to say that I'm going to go with the midnight case. I think it's the safe route. Call me a wimp, whatever, but honestly, I do think that this is going to be a better option. I really wanted to give the silicone case a chance, but knowing with previous cases I've owned, or even that my parents have owned, they do not age well. So if anything, I'll probably just stick with the leather case overall. But I mean, again, if money was an absolute issue, if I couldn't spare the extra $10, I'd probably get this instead. But overall, guys, let me know what you think about this. Again, once again, I apologize for the traffic noise. Again, I don't have any other place to film this in, but basically, again, I think the silicone case is pretty damn cool. If you didn't care about the tactileness of the buttons or whatever, if you didn't care about, I guess, the extra premium quality, if you're vegan, vegetarian, whatever you want to call yourself, maybe you're morally against leather in general, either because or not because of the reason, whatever. Essentially, if you want to get a silicone case, because you're not a fan of leather for any reason whatsoever, I think the silicone case is going to be just fine. I actually think that the silicone cases do have a drastic improvement over previous years. Not this one specifically, but the cases, even like with the 12 Pro Max, definitely have seen a much bigger improvement. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. What case will you be picking up? Are you going to be picking up the Apple branded cases, or are you going to be picking up some rinky-dink third-party Amazon case, or are you going to go completely caseless? Let me know in the comments down below. I know I've been doing a lot of yapping about 3 cases, but anyway, I'm going to stop here. Let me know what you guys think. What are you guys going to do? Did you even order the 13 Pro, 13 Pro Max, 13 Mini? Goddamn, that's a lot of iPhones. Let me know down below. And anyway, with that said, this is Shazzy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. Take care, everybody.